Facebook Live here. Okay, there we go. We got both of them. And tonight we are going to talk about intermittent fasting and whether you need tools to help your body get into ketosis, or if you need tools to let your body know or let you know if your body's in ketosis. So if you are new, welcome tonight. My name is Diane, and for the past 25 years, I have been helping women find nutritional plans and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best and live their most authentic life. If you are joining me on Facebook, welcome. Please make sure you hit that like button so you'll be notified when our community of amazing women goes live. We generally go live Sunday through Thursday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you are joining us here on YouTube Live, welcome. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified when I upload new videos. Always feel free to post your comments and questions throughout this broadcast. I generally like to cover the information that we have scheduled on the front end, and then I will go back through and review comments and questions, and I'll answer them at the end. So if you're here for some information and you don't want to sit through that, no worries. We'll get the information out on the front end, and then we can address and be a little bit more social on the back end. So tonight, we are going to be discussing ketosis specifically, and we're going to talk about some of the tools that are available to measure if your body is in ketosis, and also some of the new kind of fad products that are on the market that can help your body reach ketosis without necessarily having to limit the carbohydrates that you're taking in or follow a keto style diet. So last night we covered the ketogenic diet, and we kind of gave we gave some information about it, and I received some information about it and a lot of input from the ladies that are in our community and how they feel about the ketogenic diet. Some of them are getting great results and follow it very easily. Others are finding it not something that they can mix into their lifestyle easy without having to give up too much of their life. And so what I love about this community and what I love about intermittent fasting specifically and following kind of a balanced and a realistic way of handling your nutrition is that it is very easily adaptable for every person. You just kind of tweak it a little bit to fit your lifestyle. So on that note, we're going to talk about some of the keto testing tools. So there's ketogenic meters, there are test strips, there's a few things on the market that you can purchase that will measure whether your body is in ketosis or not. Some of them are more accurate than others. Some of them are very expensive. Some of them are not as expensive, but again, are not going to provide as much accuracy. So one of those things that is like on the lower end of an investment, but are questionable as far as accuracy, are the keto strips. And those are strips that you basically just kind of run through a stream of urine, and you check to see if you have ketones in your urine, and it gives you sort of a level of which your ketone excretion, I guess, is in your urine. And so you can kind of gauge off that whether you're in ketosis or not. And then there's also keto meters, which are considered to be more accurate, but are much more expensive. And I believe those are tested through your blood, and then can give you an accuracy of whether you have ketones in your bloodstream. So my feeling on those type of things to measure whether you're in ketosis or not. I say if you're that kind of person that has to have a definitive answer about what your ketone levels are, and you like to kind of manage those things at that level, then those tools are available for you and your personality. And I think that it feeds its purpose, and if it makes you feel more efficient or more motivated to do what you're doing, then it's definitely your thing. Keeping in mind that you got to put a little bit of money aside in your budget to kind of make that make sense. And if you're having to give up too much of your life to afford metering tools, then I would say that that might be something that you want to take into question and invest your money in different things. But that's a personal judgment thing. I personally don't test my body for ketone levels. Like I said, and I always say, I reversed my pre-diabetic state. I've lost the 13 pounds of body fat that I didn't want to have around. My body feels very fat adaptive. The proof is there by what my body's been able to do. I don't feel like I need to spend the money on that. I feel very confident when my body feels like it's in a fat burning state. And I am very aware of the signs and signals that my own body puts off to let me know that I am burning ketones. One of those is that sort of metallic taste you get in your mouth, increased energy, better sleeping, and weight loss and body fat reduction. I'm pretty confident with the results that I'm getting. Therefore, I don't need to spend the money on metering or testing that for myself personally. If I were to try to, if I was setting a very specific goal for my body and I wanted to sort of manage some things and make some very specific dietary changes that I was managing, then investing in something like that might be something that would make sense to me. But I'm loosey-gooseying it, and I'm kind of relaxing in my life with my food, and I'm feeling very emotionally balanced in what it is I'm doing and the decisions I'm making. And I personally feel like micromanaging ketone levels would make me go a little off the deep end and feel a little bit and not as emotionally stable as I am with the food and the lifestyle that I have developed for myself, which is exactly why I stay off a scale and I don't micromanage my weight anymore. If I feel great and I'm looking visually at my body and I can see the changes that I want to have taking place because of the way I'm managing my food and the way I'm managing my lifestyle, I don't necessarily need to step on a scale, because I know from my past history that the scale is that thing that could make me go off the deep end even if I'm doing all the right things. So I think those keto type of metering devices are definitely very personality specific, definitely goal specific, and you have to kind of take a step back and say, are you willing to accept the results that you're getting if you are running that test? If I ran a keto test and it showed that I wasn't in ketosis, I think I would feel a little defeated, and I would feel maybe a little bit unmotivated about some of the sacrifices I'm making in my lifestyle to do what I'm doing within my intermittent fasting. And so I stay clear of that, just knowing what I have been through in my past with food and emotional imbalance with some weight issues and body image issues and stuff like that. I'm feeling very confident, very secure today. I don't want to risk that. So the second part of what I wanted to talk about are some of the little tools that are available to help us get into and maintain ketosis. Those are kind of marketed as fat waters, and there's something called exogenous ketones. And those are basically ketones that you're putting in your body and not necessarily ketones that your body is actually producing through a ketogenic style diet or an intermittent fasting lifestyle or monitoring your carbohydrate and your fat levels. And so those are something that you're actually going to put in. They're synthetic, they're not produced by your body, and it enhances the benefits of living sort of a ketogenic lifestyle or following a ketogenic diet without necessarily having to follow the diet. So they have been sort of marketed as a way to have a quote unquote cheat weekend and then to be able to bounce right back by putting these ketones in your body and sort of mimicking a ketogenic state by enhancing ketones in your body. Again, it's one of those things that I kind of put on the list with pre-workout formulas and fat burners and some of those other things that we tend to use as kind of a crutch or a quicker way to get us a result. I don't think that there's anything wrong with those things, but I do feel that when you're trying to make these positive changes with intermittent fasting or developing maybe a healthier lifestyle with nutrition, that you kind of need to give your body a fair shake at learning how to do it on its own without introducing any of those things that are going to enhance something that you shouldn't be able to do naturally. Again, it's that thing that if you're a performance athlete or if you're trying to maybe do something with your cognitive function, maybe your cognitive function is feeling a little bit off and you kind of want to enhance that, then I would say maybe introducing something like those exogenous ketones might be that thing that can kind of clear your brain and help you think a little bit, and maybe you're only going to do it for a temporary amount of time. But if you're trying to find a quick fix or a shortcut or a way to live in a non-ketogenic or a non-fasting lifestyle but still reap the benefits of it, that's when I kind of wave the warning flags that I think anytime you try to cheat a system, especially nutritionally, there's always going to be a price to pay. And so if you have a specific goal in mind, I think using those things and bringing them into your lifestyle can be very advantageous as long as they're considered in the short term and you're going to use them to just enhance a lifestyle that you're already living. If you're going to use them to cheat a lifestyle and to try to gain the results of something that you're not really willing to put the work into or the education into for your own personal well-being, then I always am a little weary of it. So if you are following an intermittent fasting lifestyle and you are doing your best to adapt a ketogenic type of lifestyle, not necessarily following the diet to the T, and you would like to maybe enhance your workouts or see if you can kind of enhance a result that you're looking for, then yes, I think that those are perfectly fine to bring in. Just don't use them to try to take the easy road, because I think you're going to end up cheating out your body and you'll probably be sorry in the end. And it will be one of those things that you'll probably do in the short term and then you'll ditch it and you'll probably go off the deep end into that dieting cycle or maybe into some old habits if you haven't done the work and the research and the education to get yourself really solidified in what it means to live an intermittent fasting lifestyle and try to get your body to learn how to be fat adaptive on its own. And I think that's a really great skill that we're learning in our intermittent fasting group, is what it feels like to be in a fat burning state and what you have to do with your own personal lifestyle to get your body there on its own. And when you can get it there on its own, it's a very rewarding feeling and it's very empowering. And then, like I said, if you want to go to the next level, do your research and see if you can bring something in that might enhance it for you or maybe help you get to the next level if that's what you're personally looking for. I'm not going to say that I'm totally against them, and I know my husband and I have been talking about trying to take our kind of health and fitness to the next level, and we're trying to do some experimenting with some extended fasting, and that might be something that we would experiment with down the road, but it's a huge financial commitment. Exogenous ketones and some of those fat waters and raspberry ketones and all that, they're not inexpensive, and it's one of those things that I say, do your homework, do some intensive research, make sure that the company that you are going to partner with or invest in is going to provide for you the product that you think you're buying, and you're not going to be doing any harm to your body or putting yourself out of some hormonal balance or cause some side effects down the road. So just be careful and do your research before you start ingesting something that you may not be ready to handle on the other side of things. So that's kind of just my 2 cents, so to speak, on using keto testing. Again, if it's within your budget, if you can handle it emotionally, and it is a tool that will maybe motivate you or kind of get you to the next level, I say they're definitely worth it. They're not necessarily something that you have to show that you are in a ketosis or in a fat burning or a fat adaptive state. Your body is designed to send you those signals naturally. So I say, if you can, save your money. I am at a point in my life where I would much rather have a new pair of shoes or a nice new handbag or a new outfit than buying a bunch of really expensive meters that are going to tell me what I already know because my body is showing the results. The same thing with those keto type of aids with the ketones and raspberry ketones and all the extra stuff, supplements and stuff. I'm at a point in my life where I'd rather just keep my money and do the right thing and do it in a very balanced way and live happily and healthy around my food and push hard when I need to push hard and pull back when I need to pull back and just kind of enjoy the leisure life that I have now around food that I've been able to adapt for myself. Okay. So let me see what we have as far as some comments. I'm going to go to Facebook first and then YouTube. I'll be over there to join you. Pamela, what's up, girlfriend? Always nice to see you here. Hey, Dorothy. Stephanie, binge watched you just finished. I'm all cut up and I got you live. Yay. Hey, Stephanie, it's an all Diane day for you. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. My husband is posting the link to the June group if you guys are interested in joining and you haven't joined yet. Keto adaptation is amazing. Jeanette, I totally agree. Amy, good to see ya. Hey, Maria, good to see you too. So I have a group of women who are in an extended fast this week. Most of us are pushing probably the 24-hour mark now. I know Michael and I are pushing the 24-hour mark now. So we're trying to go 3 days or more. So tomorrow we'll see how I'm feeling. It's going to be about 48 hours tomorrow, I think. So we'll see how with it I am mentally tomorrow. Hey, Yvonne, good. I'm so glad you joined the June group. We will see you in there. Pamela, are you fat adaptive when you're hungry? I don't know, yes or no. Everybody's different. I'd say if it's a good hungry, like an energized hungry, then yeah, probably. That's usually when I feel my most fat adaptive, when I'm energized and hungry, but I don't feel like I'm going to die. So it's an energized hungry is how I kind of explain fat adaptation and hungry. My Miracle 79, hello. D. Walton, hey, good to have you here. Sure makes sense to me. Jerry, good. I'm glad it makes sense. And like I said, you know, if you're the kind of person that can emotionally handle those things, I say definitely go for it. It is kind of a cool sort of tool to experiment with. But I don't think for me personally, I don't think I am at that place where I can emotionally handle it, and I'm loving where I'm at right now, and I don't want to ruin it. So I'm going to stay away from those things for now. And when I do them, trust me, I will let you guys know how they work, and I'll let you know some of the things that worked well and some of the things that didn't work well. And I have seen some things with some of these fat waters, and I would probably do a water more than anything, but they all have MCT oil in them or some form of MCT something or other, and I don't react well to MCT oil, and MCT oil in itself is considered an exogenous ketone because it does enhance the fat burning process and get you into that ketogenic state, which is why it works well in coffee and stuff. So I can't take anything that has MCT oil in it, so that might be buzzkill for my ketone, bringing in ketones to my body, because I just won't go there. It just doesn't make me feel good, and it's not worth it to me. So if I have to take MCT oil in any form to take in some of those synthetic ketones, then I won't ever do it, because it just isn't worth it to me. The negative effects of it don't outweigh the positive, and I'd rather just fast well. Okay, Amy, I'm on 31 hours and have no hunger, worked out and feeling good. Okay, you guys, my girl Amy is the bomb diggity. Amy, why don't you post how much weight you've lost if you don't mind, but I have to always say this when I say post how much weight you've lost, because I don't really focus on weight loss at all in our groups. And so when someone pops up and they're like, oh my gosh, I lost 20 pounds, or oh my gosh, I've lost 30 pounds, like it's always so I don't know, exciting to me, because we're not even trying to lose weight, and we're losing like amazing amounts of weight in our groups. And that to me is the win-win of all of this, is that we're just trying to live happier and healthier around food and create this great opportunity to burn some body fat and balance out our hormones. And oh yeah, by the way, we're also losing some amazing amount of weight, and we're not even really focusing on that. So that always it kind of cracks me up, because I think it's just so fun. Margaret, can you go over again the signs your body sends naturally when you are ketosis? Yeah, I'll do that in just a second. Extended fasting currently, and I'm at 27 hours. I even worked out a quick hit with weights and sprints, feeling amazing. I've been researching quite a bit and aiming for 3 days. Megan, keep us posted. That's awesome. Let's see. I've lost 15 pounds since April 1st, but I didn't weigh last week, so it could be a few more. Amy, I'm sure it is a few more. And Amy, you were working out pretty heavily before all of this. And how was your weight loss before you started fasting? And how's your weight loss now that you've added in some fasting? And see if she'll share that with us, and then I'll share with you guys what she said. Okay, Debbie, after my June class with you, I will try extended. My essential gotten better after I started 20 hours. I'm wondering if extended will get rid of it completely. Debbie, it could. Fasting's amazing as far as healing our body, and that's why we do the extended fast. So I didn't even weigh myself this morning, because I could care less if I lose any weight. I don't even want to be sidetracked by the weight. I'm extended fasting to just deeply heal my body hormonally and kind of see how I feel on the other side of it, and just experience it. So I don't even know if I'll lose any weight. I'm doing it for healing. Okay, Tansy. I have been power watching your videos all weekend. You are very informative and explain things in layman's terms. Thank you. Oh my gosh, you're so welcome. Thanks for hanging out, and thanks for power watching. I love that too. You should consider joining our June group. It's a lot of fun. And we learn a lot about our bodies and how to fast correctly. So, Yvonne, yes, it's the healing that I'm after. Yvonne, me too. The bonus part is the fat loss, and the bonus part is the weight loss, and healing our bodies is the best. So here's the thing about losing weight and intermittent fasting. Your body will only let go of weight when your hormones say it's okay. And so for some of us, where it takes a little bit longer, like myself, it took me almost a year to lose 13 pounds. And then I say it happens like literally one night I woke up and it was gone. And it's because I wasn't focusing on losing weight. I was focusing on healing my body. And when my body was ready to let go of the weight, just let it go. And with that came the reversal of my prediabetes and the fixing of my insulin resistance and my thyroid now functioning normally at the age of 51, and no longer battling with bloated bellies in the morning and at night, no more dealing with a water retention, no more dealing with the night sweats. Like, all those things are now corrected. Oh, and by the way, I lost that 13 pounds that I was struggling to lose for the last 3 years. And I did it very balanced emotionally because I wasn't focused on it. And I think that's the best part, especially for us women who have been suffering with losing that last 10 or 15 pounds that has just kind of parked itself in our midsection. The weight will come off, and in the process of the weight coming off, your body will heal itself. And that's the best gift that I have been given with intermittent fasting, is the fact that I feel completely healed at 51. And I seriously thought that my 50s were going to be the doom years. And I am now looking at my 50s as being probably the best decade that I've had in probably a couple. And I'm excited about it. And the cool thing is, I have met so many women who are older than I am, who are fasting, and they are like so loving life, and they're so healthy, and they're so vibrant, and they're living life to the fullest. And that just gives me hope that that's exactly the road we are all heading down, is that life of what we dreamed we could have as we age. So there's that experience as well. Fasting has caused positive body composition for the first time in my life. In the past, when I've gained muscle, I've gained fat, or when I lost muscle, I lost fat. First time I lost fat and gained muscle. This IF is legit. Blanche, yes, and that's because of the human growth hormone that is just spiking for us when we're in a fasted state. So there is no muscle loss with fasting. So that myth has been debunked. You will just retain and or gain a lot of lean muscle mass, and that's what makes our bodies so strong and so viable as we age. That muscle mass tends to decrease naturally. And this is where the anti-aging process of intermittent fasting is at its peak, because we are increasing naturally that human growth hormone, and that's the thing that's going to keep us young and vibrant. And that's exactly what everyone is searching for. So I call fasting the fountain of youth. And it is that quick fix that if you are feeling like you're aging faster than you should, fasting will be the answer for that for sure. So Amy, from June 2016 to March 31st, 2017, I lost 24 pounds and totally got stuck with my weight loss in January. Awesome. And now you're not stuck because you've lost 15 pounds, and that is awesome. The fasting reset my hormones. I'm turning into a fat burning machine now. Amy, you already are. You are a fat burning machine. You're not turning into it. You are amazing. It's almost been 2 months, and it's important for me that I keep with Diane over these months so I can stay motivated in a community and with like-minded people. And Amy's my cousin, so she's sort of stuck with me regardless if we're fasting together or not. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So everybody's doing great. I love it. I hope this kind of helps you guys with the with what it is that's all a buzz. And I really do caution all of the women in my groups as we're learning about intermittent fasting. So if you're not an alumni yet and you're in my primary group for how to intermittent fast correctly, I always ask you to stay clear of anything that's fatty or offered as a quick fix or an elixir, or even those things that are kind of pushing your body to go to a level that it isn't normally doing on its own. And really give your body a good amount of time to learn how to burn fat for you naturally and how to be energized for you naturally, and really understand how food is affecting your body and how no food is affecting your body. And there are so many aha moments in our group, and we had a couple of them today with women reporting in about how they didn't think that they could survive past 16 hours with no food, and over the weekend they've experimented and they're going 20 hours and 24 hours and they're feeling amazing. And I think what we really need to learn as a society, and especially as a society of women, is that feeding your body with food is not feeding your body well. And really learning how to live comfortably in a state of hunger is what I always tell the women in my group. Hungry is where the magic happens. Feeling that hungry feeling is when your body is at the peak of healing. feeling that feeling of hungry and being comfortable in that state really does empower us to be able to live our life and not be constantly in the trap of the next meal or what food is going to make us feel like, in sort of a healing, sort of emotional way, when we can really feel that we can heal emotionally in a state of hunger, and that we can really clear our mind and get deep with ourselves and really comfortable with ourselves and do it in a hungry state. And being able to do that hungry is a very powerful way to live, and a very empowering way to live, and a very freeing way to live. And I know all the women in our group are reporting that they feel so much more sane around food and much more normalized around food and even social situations. And for most of us, myself included, now that I'm in my 50s, it's taken a really long time for me to get healthy with food and healthy with my body. And I credit it to really learning how intermittent fasting does heal us, and how it is okay to just say no thank you to food sometimes. So we are good. Hope that helps you guys with the ketone stuff and the ketone meters. Again, I think that if you're into testing those things, and that's your jam, to kind of manage all numbers and all that stuff, and that doesn't take you off the deep end emotionally, then those tools are meant for you. And I say go get them and use them to the best of your ability to push yourself to that next level of health. If those things, monitoring numbers and micromanaging all that, throws you off the deep end emotionally, if you don't get the number that you were expecting, I say stay clear of them, because they are not going to help you. The same thing with those fancy drinks and elixirs and ketones that are going to put your body past the point of naturally healing itself with food. If you're not comfortable with food yet, and you're not emotionally stable with food yet, and you find yourself sort of binging still on bad things and then feeling regretful for them, don't waste your money on those quick fix juices and drinks and waters and powders. Really spend some time with you and your body, and go deep inside of you and figure out what it is that's keeping you from doing what's best for your body, that's keeping you from doing what you know is going to heal your body, and try to fix some of those things in your story about food first before you go spend a bunch of money on a quick fix, because a quick fix only lasts for so long. And when those quick fixes aren't available anymore, you're still stuck with you, and you're stuck with how you feel about food and how you feel about your body. And if you're not doing anything to be healthy there, then, like I always say, a really fit body with a person that doesn't have a healthy attitude is still an unattractive person. And so let's fix everything, from our mental and emotional state about food and people, and our mental and emotional state about our body image. And then let's put some healthy food into the mix and create a completely healthy woman. Because as a woman, if you're completely healthy, we're very powerful creatures, and we have a lot of influence over the things that go in our life, and the people that are in our life, and the things that are surrounding us. And if we can have a very positive influence on those things, man, we're unstoppable, and we have the power to change a lot of things in our own circle of influence and the world. And that's what I'm hoping that we're going to do with this community of women, is create super sound, healthy women that are going to go on and change some things for their world and really impact other people in their lives positively. And it does all start with food. Sadly, that's just the truth. Food makes us happy, and then food makes us miserable, because that's how we end up feeling about our bodies. And if we're feeling good about our bodies because we're feeling good about our food, then we can have anything we want in this world, because we're going to be solid, and we got to be solid with us first. If you are curious about joining our June group, please feel free to either message me on YouTube or on Facebook. We will get you a link to join up. There's been a lot of questions about how the group works. The group is an online-based group. You log in every day. There's a new piece of information, a new lesson from me. Mostly it's in a video format with a little bit of text. You log in at your own leisure. You can go back and preview previous lessons. We do have a Facebook group that's available, but that's at an option-only basis. It is not required. It's just a community of women who kind of hang out with each other and encourage each other. And then with every course registration, I do offer a 30-minute one-on-one consultation call with me, where we go over some things that are going on in your life, and I help you sort of tweak a plan and get you over some humps that you might be having with intermittent fasting, so that you can get the best out of your time with us in our group. It is a great deal, and it is a lot of fun. And if you've been struggling with intermittent fasting, or struggling with some hormone imbalance or maybe some changes that have been going on in your life, this is the group for you, because we kind of just hold on to you and hug you and make sure that you're going to be okay while we're educating you about food and your body. So it is a great time, and you'll meet some great friends. Okay, so I'm going to jump off of here because I have got to get some one-on-one calls in tonight before I call it a night. So I want to make sure I get a little rest before I tune into my calls tonight. If you have any questions, like I said, leave them below. If you're watching this in the broadcast, definitely feel free to leave a comment, because I do go back and review them. So you're not missing anything if you don't catch this live. The recording is just as good, and I will go back and review comments and leave some comments for you. The link is available on the Facebook group. I noticed that my amazing husband posted the link there. I will provide the link for you guys here on YouTube. It is uploaded right after this goes live and is uploaded on my YouTube channel. Just search Intermittent Fasting for today's Aging Woman playlist. There's plenty of places where you can find the link to join. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, you guys. I will be back here tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, live in both locations. And I will make sure that we cover a topic tomorrow that will be informative and hopefully engaging for you guys, so you can participate in this live format with me. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.